Okay, so in the last video we talked a little bit about how there's tags, and all tags have a bunch of different attributes. So I'm going to start with the first attribute called style. So we're just going to ignore these other ones. And on this one, let's go ahead and look at a reference. So all I did was CSS reference in Google, and there's lots of different ones. We'll just do this one. This one's okay. And as we go down here, you can ignore a lot of them, but let's start with something pretty basic. Let's do, where are the text ones? Font, text, I know, font, there we go, font properties. So let's exit out of that here. So let me show you how these work. So all of these are CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets. Now how they cascade, we'll come to that later, but the basic idea is that you're able to apply them to multiple pages. But the key here is style. So that's the reason why we said CSS reference. So let's go ahead and let's go into here. And let's start with, so there's, come on. Write our own span, style equals, example, text. And we end the tag. Oh, and don't type a bunch of A's. So I'm going to go in here. And each one of these, so I'm going to click in font family. And it's going to tell us different values that you can put in normally. So with font families, these are the basic ones like serif, sans serif, cursive, and they have a little example here. So we're just going to do font family Times New Roman. So I'm going to copy that over. And now we didn't actually see a change here because it already was in Times New Roman. But the way that it works is, let's go ahead and get rid of this one. So you notice that we have a bunch of different font families here. It's going to take them in order. It's going to say, well, if they don't have Georgia, then use serif. If they don't have serif, then use, we'll say, Arial. So you can kind of see that as we change them here, we'll go to Arial. That's kind of nice. So you can put as many styles as you want. It goes style name, colon, and then the property, by then a semicolon. Then you can put another one. So let's go back here. Let's go back to them. And font weight, I know that one. So some of the different possible values. So some properties only have certain values that they accept. So this one accepts bold, bolder, lighter, or a bunch of numbers. So let's try that one. Let's make this bold. Font weight, colon, and then let's type bold, semicolon, and make it bolder, which apparently doesn't make a difference on this font. We can try light. Let's see what that does. Doesn't do much either, but bold works great. Some of these may not work with certain fonts and whatnot. So let's go back and do one more so you can kind of see how it works. And now we'll do, let's add one of these other ones. Let's do background color. And anyway, there's background color. So you can see it's getting kind of messy, but background dash color, colon, and we'll do yellow, semicolon. Now, even though it looks a little messy, you can kind of just see that, like, if we were to break it down here and make it look a little bit more pretty, you can actually write it like this if you want. You can see each of these individual styles that lives within this style tag. You notice that we have an opening dash and a closing dash, and everything within here belongs to that. So let's, we could just put dot dot. and all those styles were just in there. So that is the example of the style. Now there's lots of different styles, and they come in different version numbers. Like you notice this has CSS3, CSS1. When the internet first came out, they didn't have as many styles, but people began wanting to add new stuff, so they came out with version 2. And 3 is in development, on its way. Lots of the things are already supported. So there's a lot of them, and they're not too bad to learn, actually. But most of the time you don't really need to learn them that bad. So that's the basic idea of the style attribute.